Ohio State against Marcus Freeman and Notre Dame in the national championship. We'll do a ton of preview this week, but real quick thoughts on the Texas game, the win on Friday night, and the play that Jack Sawyer made to seal the deal.
Captain Jack. I want him on the Browns.
Everybody's obsessed with him now.
I was obsessed with him all season. I've loved him all season.
I was going to try to downplay him because the way I was working, I was trying to get him to slide. But there's no sliding now. That play he made, he just made himself T.J. Watt. He's part of the Watt clan, and he will get drafted high.
Where was he projected to go? Because I never thought of him in the Bosa category. Like, I never thought of him.
I still don't think he's that high.
No, he ain't that high.
But I mean, like, is he even a first-round pick?
Impact player high.
I think he's sneaking.
Was he?
Give me a website. I'll look up their big board.
Oh, he's sneaking.
Just look at ESPN.
PFF.
But he's 22 on PFF, and on ESPN, give me one sec.
But Jason wanted to know where he was, like,
prior to, because that is going to boost him.
I think he was probably a second rounder coming into the year.
That's what I thought.
But I think he's done nothing but elevate his stock. What I love the most about him is, and this seems trivial, but the way his teammates respond to him. Yeah. He's a leader.
That's not trivial.
When I know some people say, well, that's not tangible on the field. He wasn't going to have Michigan putting the flag in that was all Jack Sawyer.
Yeah.
That was all Jack Sawyer. And for me, that matters. That kind of stuff really, really matters to me.
Can I give you an example of what you're talking about?
Yes.
Not perfect comparison, but first thing I thought of when you started saying that.
ESPN, Jason, sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
They have him as an 80th ranked prospect.
Ooh.
Wow.
That has not been updated yet.
See, I told you.
Yeah, he'll never.
All right, Jason, give us that example. Sorry to cut you off.
When Matthew Dellavedova went undrafted, and I know Sawyer's on a higher level, but hang with me. Delly went undrafted. The Cavs loved Matthew Dellavedova. Loved him. He was the first call they made after that draft. And Mike Brown was telling me they had him in for a workout, and he's Delly. He's that big.
Right.
Can't run, can't shoot.
Doesn't look the part.
Just this little white runt from Australia. But Mike said they would break him up and they would play like 3-on-3. They'd do 3-on-3 runs, and with like some top prospects from that draft. And Delly's team won, and then Delly's team won again. And then they mixed up the teams, and then Delly's team won again. Yeah. And Mike said by the end of that workout, all those mother effers who were top picks were all looking at Delly, and Delly was telling them where to go and what to do.
Wow.
And that to me, obviously Sawyer's a much higher profile
Sawyer's
player.
got the talent to go with that mentality.
Right, but I think that those guys sort of gravitate and look at him sort of that same way.
I think it all depends on what he runs. I think all the Ohio State dudes, we call them combine artists. All the Ohio State dudes, they
work out for the combine.
They train for the combine. If he runs a nice time, if he's anywhere in the 4.6s, he's definitely a first-round pick.
In terms of the game itself, I mean, it was a great game.
It was awesome.
I mean, Texas was on the doorstep of tying it up right there. Yeah. They're the only game. Kudos to Texas. They were the only team that gave Ohio State a competition in this postseason.
That is right.
And they shut down Ohio State's best receiver as a team. They had a great game plan there.
I think that's all he had.
And I thought it showed a lot because in that circumstance, it would have been easy for them to give up them points. And when you on the field, you looking for somebody to make a play, right? You need a play. Somebody take the football. They're on the goal line. Quinn Ewers was they couldn't guard the back out of the backfield the whole entire second half. He was getting rid of the ball. I'm like, I can't believe they let this dude do this. And then you make a play like that. He already had a couple of sacks earlier in the game.
That's why I think it's funny you said T.J. Watt.
Yeah,
because T.J. Watt makes those
impactful
plays.
That was that play.
Now, the last month he's been invisible.
Nothing.
But
those,
I think he's got an injury. I think it's going to come out
every
soon.
time he doesn't play well, somebody comes up with an injury.
No,
that's nonsense. I don't want to hear it.
You're gonna hear within the next week or two that he's undergoing surgery. Just my guess, but don't be surprised when it happens. But T.J. Watt makes those impactful plays, and you're right. You're looking for somebody to stand up. If you think back to Ohio State season, they beat Penn State the exact same way.
Yep.
Penn State was on the doorstep getting ready to take the lead or tie the game late in the game, and on 4 straight plays, they stopped them on 4th and doorstep. And I think this was the similar situation. He stood up and he made a huge play in a big spot, but you're right,
Notre Dame.
Those two teams were very, very closely matched.
What do you guys think of the toss? The toss play on Was it second down, third down at the goal line when they
It was
lost?
second down on the goal line. They ran
They
up the
lost
middle
7.
first, got stuffed. Then
Yeah.
they did the toss and made it third.
I actually
Yeah,
don't think it's as egregious as people have made it out
No,
to be.
I know. We have the benefit of the results.
I
and it
think
didn't
I
work.
think Caleb Downs made an unbelievable play to blow
Man,
that
is he
up.
something.
Hey, he's omniscient. Caleb down. I'm gonna tell you what.
Now that's a guy I would take on the Browns in a second.
I
This
love
dude-
Caleb.
in
Did
a
you see
second.
his reaction on the scoop and score?
Bro.
No,
There was
I
an
don't think
end
so.
zone. There was a
I
shot of
have it.
that
I'll pull it
play
up in
from
a sec.
behind the end zone. And you really don't even see the action because it's so far off to the right. What you see is the receiver running the route in the end zone and Caleb Downs watching the play. And he stands completely motionless.
Hey, give me 2 minutes, Jay. We'll have the video for
Okay,
you.
I won't say anything more about the
I
video.
feel like you got to show that there's a bunch of videos with the play with music behind it.
Oh, the
there's one with
Titanic.
the
Yeah,
Titanic.
that will never
mean,
disappoint.
yeah, yeah.
Hey, man, you know you made a play when the coach tells his wife to go hug you. Hey, man, hey, go hug him.
And I love what.
Get over there.
And you couldn't have scripted it any better. They were college roommates
Yeah.
in Quinn's freshman
Yeah.
year at Ohio State.
Yep.
And I love that ESPN asked him what did he say after the play, and he said he said screw you. I just love I love that whole storyline.
I love watching the command center. I actually was watching the live broadcast, but I love the command center because you got the coaches on the sideline
Yes.
in live reaction to
Right.
what's
Yeah.
going on, and it's more fun to me to watch the coach reaction
I
than to watch
agree.
what's going on with the game.
I agree.
Now listen. Here's a guy that
Sark just was like,
He just dropped his head. Yeah.
Here's a guy I don't tell me about him. I'm not looking at his tape. No, we're not taking Riley Leonard. No, I'm not doing it.
Well, we'll talk about Riley Leonard Notre Dame, but here's
Nah.
the play that
Nah.
Jay was referring to. And
I love
take
this
it.
angle. I think it says a lot about who he is.
The tale of two tapes.
He's not moving. And then when he finally gets to the end zone. That's probably the most exciting athletic moment of his life to this point. And that's how the young man celebrates it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably soaking it in like,
Yeah.
I can't
We're
believe
going to the national
I
championship.
going
can't
to the
believe.
Natty.
Like you got to think about that when you in the goal line, you near death,
Yeah.
and he just took the ball, and then it came into his lap, and then he was gone, and we won.
And
Game
he
over.
made the play on the pitch sweep.
I covered a lot of really good Ohio State defensive backs. I covered Ohio State for almost 10 years, and I saw from Mike Doss, that whole
they had 'em
generation,
all.
Chris Gamble, all those guys.
Hell, go back
that
to Sean
dude's
Springs.
phenomenal.
No,
Hey.
Dustin Fox gets no mention. Tyvis Powell gets no mention.
I didn't cover Tyvis. I did cover Dustin.
That
but
number.
Fox steady.
Are they winning? Are they winning next Monday?
Yes.
They got
Yes.
it, right?
Yes.
8.5-point favorites.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the actual matchup now with the fight? We'll dive into this more in depth throughout
Chip
the week.
Kelly, come on, don't get tight, Chip. Don't get tight, Chip. You call an open game. Yeah, some of them. Boy,
Where is the game? I don't even know.
He beat
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Oh, yeah, Atlanta.
They did do a good job on Jeremiah Smith. They just said we're not going to let you kill us.
No, they
We're
had
just-
like 3-4 guys
we're
on them
gonna
all
One
game.
catch, 3 yards.
We're going to put 10 dudes on you. Hey, but I tell you, a guy that's made himself a lot of money, Travion Henderson. They talked about Judkins a lot.
Man,
but,
he's got
But
speed.
Travion Henderson looked like he been on some plyometrics, some rubber band workouts, or he's just fresher than people.
And you get him in the open field, and you know it's over.
I'm like, when did you get that gear? I think he's been running the ball very well. He's catching the ball out of the backfield. If they can mix the run game in, and the defense has been playing lights out. Jack Sawyer obviously is Super Saiyan right now. He'll probably get 2 more sacks again in this game. If they can stop the quarterback runs, Notre Dame's running back I think is injured. They've been trying to sub him in and out of the games. They don't really have a
They
passing
lost
game.
an offensive lineman, too.
Yeah.
He's not playing. Their left tackle already ruled out for
Yes,
Monday's
he's
game.
already out.
Hey, you get up on them. If you get up on them 10, 15, 20 points, it's over. They can't come back.
I'm a little leery of everybody saying, "Oh, Ohio State." You know, sometimes that.
I mean, people have been saying that the first 3 rounds with Ohio State, pretty much.
I mean, if you're
No,
Ohio
not
State,
really. Against Tennessee, they weren't. And
Maybe not
because
Tennessee,
they were
but
coming
since
off the
then-
Michigan game.
Yep.
And then after Oregon, I think everybody was high on them. And look, you take away the Henderson run and the scoop and score, and it's a tie game.
don't you think Ohio State has played the best competition out of anybody?
I do.
Oh,
I do.
The run
They
that they're
beat-
on right now,
Yes.
no one's ever had to
They've
beat the
beaten
type
what?
of teams they've
You know what it
beaten.
reminds
top
me
10
of?
teams now?
10 years ago right now, when they had to beat Alabama and Oregon to win the national
And then
championship.
they had to blow Wisconsin out to even get there.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was wow.
Pause.
It was a reach.
sneaky
but
pause right
It
there.
was sneaky. It was reach. But now I give them. Listen, I'm telling you, Jason. They played the way they did Tennessee, and then they probably think with the Oregon game, that was we kind of peaked. We saw what we can do with the Oregon.
I can't imagine they can play any better.
And
Not the first half.
and then
Unbelievable.
And then to come out against Texas and the way Texas, I think Texas on defense kind of surprised them a little bit. I think they had a nice game plan, but they won that game in the way they did. There's no way they go into this game feeling like, I don't think they'll be complacent, but there's no way feeling like that they're going to have some
Jay,
sort of
what
letdown.
piece does the Marcus Freeman tie Ohio State? Like, how will that? He had some interesting things to say about Ohio
He
State.
said he made a mistake in going there.
Wouldn't have gone there if he had to do all over.
he had
That
again.
was a
Over
long
again.
time ago that he said that, right?
No, it was right after he got hired at Notre Dame.
Yeah, I think part of that
Wow.
he's probably trying to cater to his base a little bit. I wonder now if he would say it again all these years later. I mean, he had a great career.
Yeah.
He was another guy I covered. I covered him. I really enjoyed getting to know him a little bit. They don't let
He
us that
seems
close
like
to
a
him.
hell of
He's
a
great
guy.
guy.
Speaking
Great
of
guy.
stupid comments, how about what James Franklin talking about, like Notre Dame should be in a conference right in front of? That was weird. That was a weird, awkward.
I can't stand him.
Press
I didn't
conference.
see that.
Yeah,
I have no use for James
it was like,
Franklin.
I think Notre Dame took that personally, and whatever, doesn't matter. I guess.
I agree.
Oh, I thought you meant after. I did. I
No,
know
not
what you- I
after.
know what
Yeah,
you're talking
before.
about.
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
what
yeah.
you're talking
He's
about.
not wrong though.
Fine, but why bring it up like right
No.
before the game?
Yeah, it
How does that
doesn't-
help you?
it doesn't.
I think we all agree they should be in a conference.
I'm
But
honestly, I'm stunned they beat Penn State. I thought Penn State was going to win that football game. I really did.
They just couldn't throw the ball. That's just, man.
Neither team could.
No,
it's
it was-
incredible how bad the quarterback play was for a semifinal game.
That's what I
between
kept saying. I'm like,
Aller
this is
and
the
Riley
best we
Leonard.
have right
Yeah.
now.
That's what they ain't. This receiver, people talk about it ain't no quarterbacks. Oh, this receivers draft.
yeah,
I mean, there's two, Burton and
No, the best
Tank
receivers in
Mid-
college football right now are freshmen.
Yeah.
Yeah, there-
Mike, do I have time to elaborate a little on my 2 Steeler hot takes, or no? have
Yeah,
not
we
time?
actually do. Yeah. Any final thoughts
I
on
just
Ohio
have one
State?
final thought. Like,
Yeah.
where are we on Ryan Day if he wins this thing?
I mean, he stays,
I mean,
obviously.
obviously,
No, obviously he stays.
Even if he
but,
loses,
like,
I
what
mean-
kind of equity does it? What kind of honeymoon does it buy him? Like next year he's got to get back or he's done.
No,
There's
because
a
that
lot-
seems to be
there's
this
a lot of
unrealistic
people-
bar for
it buys
him.
him a lot of
There's a
leash.
lot of people that are either saying they don't care about the Michigan game anymore, or it doesn't really matter, and it mattered more because it used to knock you out of the playoffs.
Right.
And the championship.
I think he's just polarizing. There will always
Yeah.
be people who think that Ryan Day is not a very good coach, even if he'll get the Dabo Sweeney effect.
I mean, he's proven himself here in the playoffs. I still got beef with him from a personal standpoint, but
Wow, what do you do? You cut you off
nothing
on
to
the
me.
highway?
Somebody to a friend of ours.
Oh
but,
yeah, I have a problem with that
So,
too.
but
Big problem.
whatever.
In fact,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
I'm
not-
swayed the way I look at him.
Yeah, I'm
perfectly
I'm
honest.
kind of not. I'm not a big fan of his because I always say this. But if you win a championship, I mean,
He's done a great job. There's no way to take anything away from him.
Yeah, he has.
We all know Ohio State's super talented, but he's done a great job in this postseason against really talented teams.
I thought they'd either lose to Tennessee or win the whole thing. And if I had to make a bet, I probably would have bet they lost to Tennessee.
Wow, interesting.